Hey folks, it's Teresa over at Stringfield Ridge Farm. I've got some tidbits I want to show you today. These are just little clips that I had like on some of my Saturday vlogs, and these pieces just didn't work their way in there, and so I had a bunch left over, and I thought, what the heck, instead of just tossing them out or anything, I would do a tidbit video. So that's what this is. It's just bits and pieces that I've done over the last month or so, but just didn't fit into a Saturday vlog or any other video. This is just going to be called tidbits. And keep watching. I have a question in there, so be sure you watch until I get to the question, and give me a comment and answer my question. So y'all watch. There's my new bushel basket I found at Rural King. I love to have these bushel baskets to pick produce in. My dad used to keep a bunch of them because he had big gardens, and he would keep a bunch of those to pick produce in, and just set them in the back of the truck and go around selling out of the back of the truck. They called it truck patching, and my dad used to do that. So I found one at Rural King, and it was $5, which is probably high, but I was just buying one, so it wasn't too bad to me. If I was going to buy a whole bunch of them, I'd try to find a cheaper deal where you could get it in bulk or something, and buy quite a few, maybe cheaper. And I may do that later in the next couple of years when I start growing more to do farmers markets and stuff. I'll find a place I can buy those, probably buy, 10 or 12 of them for a little cheaper price. But I grabbed that one yesterday, and we had one. We have one somewhere, but it has gotten old and ratty, so I grabbed another one. Now, right beside it is a freebie, 5-gallon buckets. You can just grab a 5-gallon bucket and go pick produce in. That works just as well. I just saw the basket and decided to grab one.
I'm assuming Teresa has not gathered up the eggs in a couple of days, or if she has, she's just been getting them out of the box up there. And they've started trying to make a nest down here. I'm fixing to go on ahead and get them. There's 13 eggs down here on the ground. And that one is a little bitty one. So I don't know which one laid it, but alright. Got one out of the box up there, and then looked in here and I seen all them, and I thought, well, guess I better go and get the basket. All kinds of different colors. There's quite a few eggs.
There's my big double hammock, y'all. I miss my big double hammock. I haven't gotten to lay in it. I used to lay in it and read some. The last couple of years, in the spring and in the fall, I'd get out here and lay on that every once in a while after working in the yard or the garden or something. Maybe on the weekend, just need a break, come out here and lay on that double hammock and read a book. And I haven't gotten to do that at all this year. Even in the spring, we had such cold weather all the way up until May, and then after May it just like suddenly got too hot, so I really haven't gotten to lay in my hammock a whole lot. I'm hoping that the fall will, when the fall hits, I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit of a fall that I can get a chance to get out here and lay in my hammock at least an afternoon or two and just read a book. Very relaxing. I had decided to do a Facebook poll and see which one my family and friends had rather have if they were going to buy eggs. Would they pay more for these eggs? These are jumbo brown eggs, and these are the rainbow multicolored eggs from different chickens that I raise, with a couple of the jumbo browns in there. But I'm doing a poll. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm kind of going to do a poll and see if they would pay more money for multicolored rainbow eggs or jumbo brown eggs, or if it makes any difference at all to them. And so I guess if you have an opinion on that, you can let me know what you think, how much I could charge for them. These are very, very huge. They are jumbo brown eggs. And then the multicolored. Which one brings more money? Does it make any difference? Do they both bring about the same amount of money, as opposed to a dozen of just regular small brown eggs? Like say this, that's just a medium-sized brown egg. Will this make more money than just a dozen of these? So here's a quick tip. Me and Lee just got done eating supper, and we had some corn and some green beans left. So I drained those, and I'm fixing to put the leftovers in a baggie and put it in the freezer and mark it for veggie soup. And yeah, with just us two, I could have saved these and used them again, but there's not that much of either one left. This is a small pan. This is one of the little pans. There's the big pan that one of them was in. This is a little small pan. I don't know what you call it. I'd have to look on the bottom. It's my smallest pan. Anyway, there's not much left of either one, and I could save them and use them, but I love to have vegetable soup in the winter time, and I love to can it and put it in pint jars and just grab a pint jar of homemade vegetable soup and take to work for my lunch. Or if maybe Lee's not here and I'm eating supper by myself, I might open a can of it for supper. I like to go ahead and save some of the leftovers like this. We eat a lot of our leftovers, but right now it's getting close to fall, and I know I'm going to be wanting to make some homemade soups. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in my baggie and put those in the freezer. And it won't take very much. Probably do that, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and I'll have enough for soup. I even have a certain spot in the freezer that I put those so that I can find them all easily. I almost forgot to show this. Lee just brought this in. He actually brought 2 of them. I've already chopped one up, and I was about to break this one up. And then I thought I should show it because I'm so excited about them. He brought me in some dryad saddle mushrooms. Anyway, those are delicious. They have a wonderful smell. They smell like melon or something. They smell like watermelon or something. I'm going to dry some of them this year. We didn't get enough last year to dry because I kept eating them. I kept eating them up. So this year I'm hoping, especially with getting a couple of big ones like this, I'm hoping I can cut some of that up and get it dried. So I just want to show that. Lee just brought a couple of those in. I already cut one up, and then I remembered and thought, oh, I got to show that. We didn't find any this big last year. They were just kind of medium sized last year by the time we found them. So this was exciting. Just had to share. I started picking some of those elderberries and getting those ready. Put some in the freezer to make jam later. I just don't have time right now. Pretty soon I'll make it. Won't be long. I'm going to make elderberry jam, and I started an elderberry tincture today, and I'm drying some of my elderberries. I've got some elderberries drying. I've got a little bit of mushroom, some of that pheasant back or dried saddle mushroom. I've got a little bit of that drying. I've got some eggshells drying for calcium. A trick I learned from Heidi at Rain Country. You just dry up your eggshells, wash them really good, dry them up, and then crush them. And you can add them to a smoothie or whatever to to get your calcium. That's what I do. I add it to my breakfast smoothie. I've got the fan blowing on it. It's very hot out here. It's not as humid, so that's a good thing. So it's hot, and I've got 2 fans, the ceiling fan and another fan blowing on it. So this is my dehydrator for now. Lee is going to build me an outside dehydrator with shelves, you know, whatever, 3 or 4 shelves in a frame, and put a little fan underneath it. But he's not gotten to that yet. And also, if I ever find a dehydrator at a real good price, I may buy an electric one and get it if I find a really good price. But for now, this has worked for us. I've been doing this for probably about 3 years out here on my porch, and as long as I have the fans blowing on it and it's good and warm, it works. It takes a little longer. It takes usually a couple of days, you know. And there's my onions. I am drying some onions, and when they get dried good, then I will put them in the food processor and chop them up good and have dehydrated onions to throw in stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to answer my question, and please give us a thumbs up and comment and subscribe.